Yeah, all the guys are good. It's nice to kind of know everyone from past years, so that makes it quite a bit easier. Heading into the weekend, just excited to learn the new systems and get that under my feet. So,
you had quite a good year last year at Breakout. What do you think was key to your improvement last season, and what can you take from that going forward?
I think a big thing, part of it was confidence. Last year I was almost like that little bit of swagger I felt like I had going into games, and that like changed everything for me. So.
What has the conversations been like with the team through your development, kind of finding your future and your role with where you're going to go here?
Kind of just figuring out my two-way game, developing into more of that kind of that pro D-men mentality. So yeah.
And then just going up against rival teams, not the full rosters or anything, but what do you make of that experience of going up against the Sharks and the Kings in this sort of setting?
It's cool. It's cool just to put on a Ducks jersey in itself, but to be able to play against guys that I know and other guys that are drafted in the same position is pretty sweet. So.
Yeah, well, we got a great group first and foremost here. I'm excited to compete and work with these guys and try to develop some chemistry and stuff like that.
You've been working on a line with Beckett. What's that like playing with a guy like that skill level?
Yeah, a lot of skill, a lot of fun. Just gonna get him the puck and go to the net and see what happens.
What do you take from your short experiences so far with the team, whether it's up at the NHL level or now, and kind of use that into your preparation going into this year and what you're looking forward to?
Yeah, I learned a lot, just how they handle themselves, what they expect out of each other and what they can do on the ice. Just going to try to play my game and, see what happens.
Going into this camp, it's obviously a tight competition for you and everybody else on the roster, but what are your goals going into these camps?
Yeah, I want to earn a spot and all that, but the biggest thing is just excited to compete, work with these guys, and just excited to learn every day.
And then going into this environment with the Kings and the Sharks, going against their top prospects, what do you think of that opportunity to kind of get your first taste of these rivalry matchups?
Yeah, you said it's a big opportunity, so looking forward to seeing what they look like and measure my game against theirs.
And then, do you feel kind of like it's odd because this is your first rookie camp, but you're older than so many of these guys? Do you feel like a leadership responsibility being an older guy in this room?
Yeah, a little bit. We got a lot of leaders in this room, though. A lot of great guys, and I'm sure we're gonna do really well out there.
It's a lot for them. You just imagine how much excitement is in the locker room to be able to throw the jersey on and represent the Ducks. I think that's going to drive a lot of the energy today. The kids just want to show well. From our side, we're trying to give them a head start for main camp. That's what we're trying to do, and we're trying to get them aligned with Coach Q's systems and ideas, and so that they can get into main camp and they can feel just a little bit more comfortable. And so for us, we gave them enough that they can stand on and play together, but we just want to see what they can do. They've all been drafted for a reason, so we'll see it.
Going up against the Sharks team that has a fair amount of talent themselves, it's hard to scout for a game like this. So how do you prepare in that way? Do you prepare for them, or just kind of focusing on your own games?
Yeah, it's all about us at this point. When you get a practice and a half, to be able to get a group ready to move together, we just focus in on ourselves. We know they've got good talent over there, but I think we've got some pretty good talent in our room too. So I know that good players, they like time and space, so we'll try to take some away from them.
That first line looks pretty interesting, where you got a guy like Tim Washe, who's college experience, has a couple NHL games under his belt, with Beckett and Igor, two very skilled guys. How do you see that trio kind of working out?
I think Tim, it'll be really fun to see his game in action. He's heavy and rugged, and he plays really hard around the nets and in the corners, and it'll be really fun to see Beckett and City, if they can get any type of offensive chemistry going together. There's two guys that can make play and put it in the back of the net, so it'll be fun to see if the balance for that line can work.
And the last one for me, just how do you kind of break down the timing for the goaltenders and how you're going to split them over the couple games and get their work in?
So believe it or not, everybody's going to get 2 periods. So that's the way that it's going to work out. So we'll have Boots in that tonight for the first couple, and then Michael will get an opportunity to close it. We'll bring in the closer, and then Suki will get the first 2 for the next game, and Michael will again be our closer for the third period. So there's no perfect way, but the goalies will have an opportunity to show what they can do.
And then, one more. A lot of mixing and matching on the defensive pairings, aside from Will and Steen. What do you make of that defensive core? Is this sort of interchangeable right now?
Yeah, when you've got 5 left shooting defensemen, that's you're trying to put the pieces of it all together. I think for Ian Moore, his start in the Anaheim Anaheim's already seen what Ian can do. He's been up there, and I think it provides a good opportunity for other guys to show what they can do. And so, yeah, there will be some mixing and matching, trying to find out who's comfortable playing their offside, and how can we best set the guys up for success.
This will be your first game with some new faces behind the bench with you. As you've gotten to work with them over the summer and since the hirings, what are you hoping to do as a coaching staff this weekend, I guess?
First of all, I feel real fortunate to have those guys with us behind the bench. There's great experience, great knowledge, great enthusiasm, and I'm really excited to lean into that. For us this weekend, we're still learning how we're going to work as a staff as well. We of course have high expectations for the way that we'll function as a group, but we also know this is the beginning, and it'll be a great opportunity for us to get our feet wet together.
The energy, that excitement, kids coming off of summer hockey. There hasn't been a lot of structure. How do you kind of pull that into this kind of system? I know we're learning systems too. It's like a huge just blast of information coming right now and then jumping into a game.
That's the delicate balance that you're stuck with as a coach, with a practice and a half to get a team ready to go. So again, just to use the line, it's like we just want to give them enough structure that they can play well together, but not enough that it's going to cripple decision making. And one of Q's big things is, Anaheim's on mission to become the hardest working team in the NHL, and pressure is certainly a priority. So I think if the guys get skating today, that'll be a great place that we'll teach from.